My name is Marty Lebrecht. I work with the Fine Line Printing Group out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Today we're going to do a quick walkthrough of the new online shopping cart for Gateway Health. We're going to go over logging in, talk about ordering a few different product types, and go over the checkout process. Then we'll later upload this video on our YouTube channel for you to watch it in the future. Alright, so let's get started. So by now you probably should have received your URL and your login credentials. This is the landing page that you'll be directed to. And as you can see on the footer here, we have our contact information along with our help desk email and help desk phone number. That information will be on every page on the storefront. So if you're ever in there and you need help or you have a question about something, feel free to contact us at any time. We're mainly available via phone, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. We will respond after hours via email and voicemail on the phone as well. So with that, let's just go ahead and log in here. So here we are at the home page inside the portal. Things to note that this is an organic site, so we'll be adding things as time goes on. So at first launch, not everything is available to order, but we will be adding to it. When you log in, you'll see some quick links up at the top. The catalog just kind of gives you a snapshot of what's available in the catalog. You'll see your first and last name here with your profile and your order manager to see past orders. The impersonate users is actually just for an admin only, so you will not see that. The logout and then your shopping cart once you start adding things to your cart. There's also a search bar. If you can't remember where something's located in the shopping cart, feel free just to type it in any description in the search bar to search it. You've got some quick buttons down here to link quickly to certain categories that you may be interested in, and then down below again you have our contact information. So with that, let's just jump into the catalog and take a look at what we've got. So right now we just have a few folders available to order. Sales materials and promo items. We're going to do the promo items first just because it's a little simpler. So once you click into the folder, you see the items available to order. You can hover over them to get a larger view of a thumbnail, and you can actually click into one to get some more detail. Okay, and add to the cart. I'm just going to use the breadcrumb trail up here to navigate back. And let's say we need some totes. We can either add to cart here. Gives me my minimum here of 10, so let's just do 30. Add to cart. And you see it's added to shopping cart. I could have also clicked into the item and added from there. So that's pretty much how you order your promo materials. That's probably the easiest thing on the storefront that you're going to order. Let's jump into some sales materials. Okay, so here you're going to see a couple different customizable items, and I'll show you how you can do that on our shopping cart, as it may be a little different than what you're used to. Now, let's just start with a brochure. This is the simplest form of customization. So once you jump into the brochures, you're going to choose the type that you want. Right now we've got two different versions here. We're just going to go with the first version. And since it's a customizable option, it does require that you customize it prior to adding to your cart. So when you go into this items page, it looks a little different than the promo items because you have this form that you need to fill out that will end up personalizing your item. So let's just fill out some data here. Okay. Okay, so I've got some data here. And once I'm ready, I'm going to click the green refresh button on the right, and that's going to generate my proof for review. Okay, so it looks like it's done. It's going to show me page 1 here. Personalization on this one is on page 2, so if I just click page 2 down at the bottom, I can actually click inside this and it'll enlarge the data, the image, so I can see my personalized data on the item. Okay, so it looks, let's say I typed in my phone number incorrect. It's okay, I can still change it here, so I'm just going to correct the phone number on the left, and I'm going to click the green refresh button, and it's going to generate a new proof for my review. Okay, good. It's got my correct number in here. So I'm ready to order. One thing I can do before I order, let's say this is an item that I come back and I want to personalize frequently, I can save my content here, and I can just give it a name. Okay, and click save. And what that's going to do is next time I'm in here, I can actually click this autofill options link, and I'll see my saved data. So I can click this data and it'll fill in the saved data here. So let's just click that. You're not going to see anything change. It's going to refresh, but it's going to be the same data because that's what I saved. Now, one thing it will make me do is refresh my proof. So it wants to make sure that you always see the most recent change to the data prior to proceeding. So I'm good here. Everything looks good. I just need to choose my quantity here. Let's get 50 of these, and we'll just add them to our cart. Okay, so you can see my cart's got a couple items in here. There's one more item I want to add, and it's a mailing piece. So I'm going to jump back into sales materials. Now in my direct mail folder, I just want to send out the general letter here. Okay, so this piece is going to be a little bit different because we want every letter to be different with our prospects or customers' contact information and mailing information, but we also want our static agent information on each piece. So we're going to do two things. We're going to upload the variable data that's going to be the address and contact information. Once we upload that and we map that correctly, we're then going to fill out our agency data, and that's going to bring us to our proof screen where we're going to proof similar to the last items, and then we will choose it will choose a quantity for you based on the data that you upload, so you won't have to choose a quantity here, and then we will add to cart. So I have a file uploaded, but we're going to use a new one just for demonstration purposes. If you do not know which data is available on an item, you can always click the View Variable Data Fields. So if you click this, pull that in here, it's going to show you the template fields that need to exist in your Excel or CSV file that you will upload. Okay, so make sure those header fields and nothing else are in your file. If you'd like to export a sample CSV, feel free to do so. You can click here and it'll download a CSV file with the appropriate headers in there for you, and then you just add your data and save. So I don't need to do that right now, but I do want to upload a new file. So I'm going to choose New, Comma Delimited. I'm going to click Browse. I've got it on my desktop here. There it is. Okay. So I'm just going to open and then click Upload. Now it is uploaded. So it also adds it to my existing file, so next time if I want to reorder it, I can. But I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to click Continue down here. Okay. Now, my next screen, this is my mapping screen, so I'm going to make sure it's going to show me all of the fields that were in my template that FineLine created for you, and then it's going to show you the data fields that existed in your file. So most of this will be done for you. If it's named correctly, it'll map just like this, and you won't have to do anything. But occasionally, if a column's in the incorrect location, you may get something like this, that some fields are backwards. Let's say this was imported city. Okay, I can clearly tell that that's incorrect. So I need to make sure that these are mapped to the correct data. Like I said, 98% of the time that's not going to be an issue, but there might be a time where it could be. So I've got everything mapped correctly, so I'm just going to click Continue. Okay, so it's got my variable data. So here's where I do my, I'm going to call it static data that's going to show up on every letter. And again, that's just my my agent information. So I'll put in my code. Okay. Again, same process here. You can save autofill content if you'd like on this item. I'm not going to do it again, but you can. So here's where you proof this item. So we're not going to generate the entire file in the proofing process here, but what you can choose to do is you can do the first and last records, which just shows, make sure that you don't have any blank data here. Sometimes the last record, if you have blank data in your file, it could generate a blank sheet. So that's always a good one to do, just to make sure your last record is actually the last record. Okay, so that's done here. So first record, William Fowler. Okay, it looks like it's got my information down here. Now, last, Ernest Reed, Seattle, Washington. Okay, so looks good. There's no blank, or my last record isn't blank, which is a good sign. Another thing I can proof on are any shortest records or the longest records. So if I want to see, okay, let's see the one with the shortest name. We can generate that too, and you can generate these all at one time. I'm just, for demo purposes, I'm just doing them one at a time. So let's see the shortest name. So what it's going to do is it's going to look through the file and just generate a proof based on the shortest name. So it looks like Nancy Day's got the shortest name. Okay, that looks good, and I can change that field to anything. I can look at the shortest city, shortest state, and so on. I can do the same thing with longest. Let's do the longest name. Okay, looks like Stephen Armstrong. So, along with that, I can actually preview any specific record. So I can just do, let's just do 43 if I want. Okay, so Raymond Sanchez looks like he is record number 43. So it looks good. Everything looks good, so I'm ready to add to my cart. Okay, so here's my cart. Couple things we can do here. Let's say these 3 items are something that I order frequently, and instead of having to go through and add them each time, I can do what we call saved cart. So if we click the Save tab here, you see I don't have any saved carts here. They would show up in this drop down. It looks like I've got one, but let's go ahead and create a saved cart for these items. So I'm going to click the checkbox up here, so it's going to select all my items. I can, deselect certain ones if I want, but I want them all. So then I'm going to click Save Cart here. It's going to bring up a pop-up here, and it's going to say, hey, do you want to create a new cart or do you want to save over an existing? So I want to create a new cart. And do I want to copy these items to my save cart or do I want to move them? So those would do just that. The copy would actually leave the items in the cart and create a copy in my new cart. The move would take the items out of my current cart and move them into a save cart. We're going to copy because I want to leave the items in this specific cart. So I'm just going to name this Demo 2. And then we're going to assign it. So you see it loads my Save Cart tab and then shows me, okay, here's your Demo 2. So if I come back into my account and my current cart is empty, I can just actually load up this Demo 2. I can choose all, and I can add selected to cart, and then it will add them to my current cart. But I've already got them in there, so I don't need to do that now. But that's a great feature if you order a lot of items frequently instead of having to remember each time. So I'm going to click the checkout button to start the checkout process. Okay, so you'll see the stages of your order up here: shipping, billing, and then confirm. So on the shipping, you can either use an existing address that you've saved to your account, or you can enter a new address. So if you choose to enter a new address, let's just show you how that works. Okay. Just gonna use Main Street again. If I want to save this for use again, just click the save address here, give it a name, and you can save as the default ship to if you'd like, or there's default bill to. I'm not going to because I've already got one. I'm going to use an existing. And if I want to change the address to addresses that I have saved, I can just click the change address here and it'll show me the address that I have saved. But we're going to ship here. Everything looks good right now. Good. Shipping method right now, the only one available is Best Way, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Looks good. I'm going to click continue. So the billing page you're not going to have to do much with. It's going to load corporate by default, which is fine because they'll take care of a lot of the billing. So feel free to just use that. If by some situation you need an alternate billing address, you can actually click the use a new address and fill it in on the right, just like you did with the shipping. But we're just going to use our existing here. Okay, that's an easy page. And here's my final order review. So it gives me my ship to, my bill to, some items. Feel free to change the shipping address here if you need. But I think everything looks good. It's going to give me a purchase order number after I submit this order. You're also going to get an email confirmation with that number. If you ever have any questions and need to call FineLine, we'll probably ask you for that purchase order number to help with your order. So if everything looks good, I can just click the complete order button down here at the bottom. I'm not going to click it at this time because everything is live and this would actually go into our production stream and be completed. But since it's a test, I don't want to do that at this time. With that concludes our walkthrough of ordering through the new shopping cart. Again, if you do have any questions, contact information is always down here in the footer. This video will be available to view